fangirlers, rejoice! What is up, you guys? It is Miranda. Welcome back to the weekly Fangirl. Tom Hiddleston broke the internet again this week with two video clips. The first of which being the trailer for his new Hank Williams biopic opening in March called I Saw the Light. The second video was a long-awaited Thor the Dark World deleted scene featuring the ever-amazing Loki, but we'll get to that in a little bit. First, let's talk Hank Williams. For those of you that may not be aware, the late great Hank Williams was one of the granddaddies of country music back in the late 40s and early 50s. He's basically a prototype rock star on the country music scene back in the day. Having died at the age of 29, his life and his career were both tragically very short, but in the short amount of time that he did light up the Grand Ole Opry stage, he became a fixture in the country music community and the music community as a whole. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Where the hell does Tom Hiddleston fit into all of this? Well, if you haven't heard, Mark Abram decided to make a film based on Colin Escott's biography of Hank Williams called I Saw the Light. The title, of course, coming from the song from 1948 written by Hank of the same name. The film has Tom starring in the titular role of Mr. Hank Williams Sr., and it focuses on Hank's meteoric rise to fame and the consequences that had on his health as well as on his personal life. The film also stars Miss Elizabeth Olsen as Audrey Mae Shepherd, Hank's first wife and his manager for a short period of time. Those that have seen early screenings of the film say that it really resembles Walk the Line in the whole vein of music biopics. Judging by the look of the trailer, link in the description below, that seems to be a fair sentiment. Let's talk about the trailer for a second, shall we? I'm still not entirely crazy about Tom's Alabama accent, but I know that he has worked so hard over the last year, little over a year actually, to really put together a positive emulation of Hank. He worked alongside Rodney Crowell to make sure that that southern drawl, the yodel, absolutely the yodel with the music was on point. Here as I can tell, they succeeded because accent aside, the music is amazing. It's actually Tom playing and that's actually him singing, which is always going to be a plus. Because Hank's more famous songs, Move It On Over and I Saw the Light, obviously, are featured in the trailer. I can't wait to see Tom perform Cold Cold Heart. I really hope that's featured in the film. So Lonesome I Could Cry, because I know when I hear him sing it, I'm gonna start crying. And of course, Lovesick Blues, because let's not forget, he practiced that yodel, now we get to hear it, and that is the song to hear it. Yes, a couple of Hank songs that you really won't regret looking up include, but are not limited to, Howlin' at the Moon, which is just a really silly song, and I picture Tom performing it in my head, or even just Hank performing it in my head, and it automatically starts making me laugh. His love songs, though, had kind of a bittersweet tinge to them, and so for that one, I gotta recommend Wedding Bells. It's a really good song. It's aged very well. It'll just make you go, aww. Last but not least, we've got Ramblin' Man and Lost Highway. You won't regret giving those ones a listen. They stand up to the test of time, and they give you a real peek inside Hank's, view of the world and view of his life and the way he saw things. They do showcase his songwriting ability. They called him the Hillbilly Shakespeare for a reason. All in all, I feel like this movie has a little something for everybody. It'll be awesome for fans of Hank's work. It'll be great for fans of Tom's work, and it'll be good for music fans in general who maybe aren't interested in country too much, but might be able to say, oh hey, this guy sounds good. Why don't we give Hank a listen? And just fans of film in general. Film comes out March 25th, 2016. I Saw the Light trailer will be in the description below. Now let's move on to that deleted scene that I mentioned earlier. Hard to believe, I know, but it's been almost 2 years since Thor the Dark World was first released. And around that time, you remember, as we all do, that Marvel was releasing TV spots like crazy. Just dropping TV spots left and right like Oprah. You get a TV spot, and you get a TV spot. Everybody gets TV spots. In one of those TV spots, Loki was featured very heavily with a nice fur coat around his shoulders, looking all smug and sophisticated. And he had this line, this tagline, give the people what they want. Everybody knows what we wanted more of him. We all remember the petition for a Loki movie, okay? And as fangirls are wont to do, the minute we all saw Loki in that fine fur mantle, we all decided, oh, we know what this is. Because once we saw the movie, we realized, oh, Odin's gotta be in prison somewhere, right? Gotta be held in a dungeon in the bowels of Asgard. Everybody thinks Odin is still running Asgard, but really it's Loki in disguise, and ooh, Odin's in trouble. We believed that Odin was being taunted by a very smug Loki. That scene was never really elaborated on in any of the other trailers, and it wasn't really even touched on in the movie. Time started to go by, and we realized, oh, they're never gonna show us. We kind of just moved on, we let it go. The fanfics kept rolling in, but it was kind of old news, you know? No. Marvel just was lying in wait, letting us believe that we were never going to get this little snippet of our favorite god of mischief. They just had us on the line, and now they've got us again, hook, line, and sinker, because this week they finally released the deleted scene featuring the infamous Fermantle and Loki, and it turns out that no, Odin is not the one in prison in this scene. It turns out that this scene is set at the very beginning of the film as an alternate opening. We open with a coronation scene to rival Thor's from the first film. Loki strutting his stuff down the runway. Lady Sif and Volstagg are on one side of the steps, FanGirl is on the other. Hogan is missing for some reason. If you don't remember, he's the one Asian character in these films. Do not be racist, Marvel. He ascends the stairs, turns to face the people, the crowd cheers, it's a deafening roar, and he raises his hands up in his Jesus pose, just like he did at Comic-Con in 2013, and everybody's so pumped and so proud, and then the icing on the cake. He lifts his hand up into the air and calls Mjolnir. Right to him. He is worthy, he is loving it, it is a proud moment, and it's all a dream. Yep, it is all an illusion. Loki is still very much locked up in prison. It's all just happening up here, it's all in his head. And we find this out because the camera pans slightly behind Loki and Frigga is standing there like the embarrassed but loving mom that she is, and she just stands there and says, "Loki, what are you doing?" To which Loki responds, "I'm giving the people what they want." The clip explained. Let's take a look at this fucking nerd in the cape for 1 second, shall we? At first glance, this clip just seems, you know, like a riot. Funny, haha, Loki's a nerd, wrapped up in his daydreams, and he didn't realize his mom came into his cell, and ooh, so embarrassing. But if you really take a look at this, Marvel dropped a bomb on us this week. Nobody was prepared emotionally for what this did to us. There's already fanfics rolling in on this one, and they're all really fucked up and sad, you guys. Loki is stuck inside his own head willingly because he is running away from the reality of the fact that he is fucked up so bad. He is stuck in prison. Thor is out there still saving the day, and wants nothing to do with him. Even Frigga is having issues with him. Hashtag no new friends, or friends of any kind. So what would any logical sorcerer with the ability to conjure illusions do in this kind of situation? Run away from their problems, of course. Overnight, the fandom exploded with feels and psychoanalysis regarding this one. It is a doozy. Really digging into this clip, we start to see hints that this isn't the first time Frigga has caught Loki being a huge fucking nerd. She tells him this line, and well, it's she doesn't really tell him anything. It's a freeze frame of her. It really should be a meme by now. The judgmental Frigga face. What are you doing? Just frozen with text on the screen. And there's a line that she delivers, so to speak, and it's very important if you really think about it. Cast enough illusions and you risk forgetting what is real. Which Loki replies, "Precisely. That's the whole point, Mom. He doesn't want to remember what's real because what's real is terrible. Reality sucks. When has it ever been kind to him? Of course he's going to run away to dreamland. It's nicer. People smile at him. They bow to him. Granted, he's wrapped up in his brother's clothes and toting his brother's weapon and all in all emulating his brother so that even in his own dreams he still has to be like Thor or else he still can't win. And what's more, in those dreams, said brother, father, and mother are all absent, which leads me to believe, at least, that even in his dreams, he can't lie to himself that much and say his family's proud of him, or else it would smack too much of dishonesty, and even he wouldn't be able to be fooled with that. Watching this clip a second time, you get the sense that Loki has done this before. My guess is that it's actually been pretty consistent in his life. Because remember, as a child, he was the second brother. He was generally overlooked. He was a little kid that tagged along with Thor and his friends until he realized they didn't want him around. He's an introvert, he's a loner, and he's a magic wielder who can cast dreams and illusions in his own head. That is a recipe for an unbalanced mind if I've ever heard one. A link to the clip will be down in the description below so you can watch it, judge, and let me know in the comments for yourself what you thought of it. But let's all just agree that just like Loki, Marvel are a bunch of sneaky little shits. I can't really think of anything else that happened this week. Is there anything else? I can't really... Oh yeah, no, now I remember. DC stepped up to the fucking plate with the Batman vs. Superman trailer this week. Yeah, we got a brand new Batman vs. Superman trailer this week, and all I can say is, Superbat is real. Also, Wonder Woman has no lines in the trailer yet, and that really kind of irritates me. I think she's just, you know, there just to hold his shield. Since when does Wonder Woman have a shield, by the way? Me personally, I just think that Warner Brothers has finally caught on that guys with shields are just cooler. What can I say? Also, pretty sure that was Doomsday in the trailer, and some people are kind of pissed about that, but at least it's not Kryptonite, am I right? Trailer link will be in the description below. You know the drill. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let's start a debate. I know this video is going up late, and I apologize for that most sincerely, but it's been a hectic week, you guys. I'm still a human being. I still got a 9-to-5 job. Sort of. In the meantime, I am going to do my very best to fit in my YouTube videos once a week, every Sunday-ish, Monday-ish, depending. Just bear with me is all I ask. You know what to do. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up down below. Leave me a comment and tell me what you thought. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I make them every Sunday-ish, Monday-ish. Until then, I'll see you guys later. I've been Miranda. This has been the Weekly Fangirl. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.